So we meet again, everybody. Welcome back to Cities 2. Today we'll be discussing on how to make an underground metro, a custom underground metro, rather, using mods for CS2. If you're a vanilla player, I'd probably say it's not possible. Well, it's not possible, of course. We're using Road Builder, so it's just not possible. But we're going to be using Road Builder, Anarchy, extra network areas, and a special kind of underground passage mod. There's only one in the workshop that I believe that works for now, but it is the most, probably, if not the most vital part of building an underground metro. That mod is called Crossing the Street Tunnel. Using those mods, we can create I can't say perfect, but it's functional, a very functional underground platform that works for most of the time. There won't be a comfort level to these mechanics, since comfort levels usually come with different building types. The comfort for these stations will just be 0, and you can't really name these stations. However, you can technically name them through the subway map the game has to offer, but you can't really name them, if that makes sense. But with that being said, let's get into it. Welcome back to the city of Bay Ridge. Last week, we worked on this little area over here, this residential area, and you can see how it turned out. It turned out, I would say, pretty well, actually. Better than I'd hoped it would look. People are taking the train from here to get to downtown. There's still not enough cars in the city, but that's warranted to happen. I'm using the mod real time, so that might be affecting the amount of cars on the road. They most likely take the train. And getting on the topic of trains, I'll discuss to you on how to build your own metro system, and it's customized too, so you don't have to place whatever building that you have to be placed down. So, to begin, let's look at underground. My metros consist of express and local tracks, quad tracks, if you will. The problem with that is this game does not have any quad track place in the game. So what you would do is, using Road Builder, you can build out your own tracks and place platforms on them, and then just kind of bury them underground. The problem is, how do people get there? That's where the mods come in. So the network areas mod allows you to place invisible paths in your game, whether it be above ground or underground. These dashed green lines, these are pedestrian paths, but they're just invisible. These are perfect for just viewing your train pass through, or viewing the people walk through underground. Similar to Cities 1 aesthetic. If you ever use the MOM mod, the Metro Overhaul mod, it works relatively similar. Here, I'll go underground and show you what it would look like. It's very bare under here. It's very bare bones station, but it does work as efficiently as possible. The trains will come by and stop at the station. Now, however, I will say this. There is one thing that you have to be careful of when building in your own metro station, and that is your length of the station, as well as where you place the station. But I'll get into that right now, actually. Let's begin. Let me begin to show. Let's go right here, into a nice little blank area. So, in Road Builder, you would just take your basic 2 vanilla tracks, open the tab for Road Builder, click on the track, and then grab platform wherever you want to place it. Platform here, or platform here. You could do island platform, dual island, or multiple tracks. I won't do it now, mostly because I have it made, but sometimes Road Builder can be a little bit finicky. It will oftentimes crash really bad, and sometimes it'll work. It really depends. But the tracks that I'll be using here, for an example, are quad and dual island. These 2 are the most usable, or most I would say diverse tracks to be placed. And I'm going to discuss them how to play above and underground. Above ground is relatively simple. You would just take your pedestrian platform or pedestrian paths, bridge them above, and then just kind of path them down right into the track. Now, what you see here is how the pedestrian path would try to snap to the corner of the road. This is a normal thing that every station track will try to do, and this is where the invisible path comes in. This is why I said it won't look nice, but it'll be functional. You want to take your invisible path from the network areas mod, click this, and then drag it out. So that way it stops doing that, but also you see this black line on the side. This line is referring to the same instance where the road will reach all the way to the shoulder of the track. This just means that the pedestrians have access to the station now. And when you do that, it is completely invisible. You can bring it up with move it if you want to, but just like that, it works perfectly fine. The railing is an issue, but again, it's function over form in this case, and in this case, it is functioning. And just like that, you have a platform. Now, the issue here is getting the correct length. What you can do is use a train prop to get the correct length and distance of the track, get it to snap anywhere in the middle. And from there you can measure out how long it is, or if you were smart, like not me, you can get your track, measure how long the train is. It is 166 yards long, so doing this, you can now identify how long to make your station. And then get the train's length exactly again. Now keep in mind, you want to go a little bit above this, because when you place a road next to it, ooh, don't like that, let's go on the side. When you place a road next to it, it will subtract back space. So you want to make a lot of room for that, a room of error. That's why some stations can be longer than what they actually are. But that's really the entire process for the above ground station. Above ground is relatively easy. It's the underground section that will be a little bit more tedious and time consuming, and that's the part where you really want to perform the most when it comes to subways, since they're mostly underground. So let's start with underground. Make a simple tunnel, stretch it across, or simple, let's go with a dual platform, but a 3-track platform. The similar can be said for here. Now, what you want to do here is take your cross the line mod tools, which is located as well in the landscaping menu. It comes with 2 tunnels, or 2 subway entrances, a smaller, more vanilla one, and a larger plaza, which really looks nice. It really outdoes itself from the tunnels underground or the whole boring, the staircase. It comes with its own pathing, so people actually will walk to this if you place it next to the road. From there, you want to change the underground view, and path is like how you would a regular underground mezzanine or plaza, and place this on top of the subway metro rail. Now from here, you could use, it depends on how you want to make it, but you could use any one of these paths. Make sure your snapping is not going to snap to something that's not correct. Make sure you always want to snap at that one spot, so as long as you see the tunnel form, you should be good. Like right around here. You could do something like this, and then have the pedestrian path connect to this through here, and then join it down. Now again, you want to see that line form. If the line doesn't form, it's not connecting. You want to see it form. And from there you click it. And just like that, the station now has access to the platform. You could also do it like this, just straight from the line itself. To get this to snap a little better, you would most likely just want to turn back on your snap to existing geometry. Once it clicks to it, you should get it to a point where the node itself looks clear and you don't see the path anymore. So right around here, you should be able to click it. After that, I would usually turn it off and just make different paths around here. So as you can see, I made the station really deep. So you can have like a little mezzanine located right above the platform. A little portion, connect this, and then kind of branch it down further until it reaches the point of the track, again, where the line is formed. Make sure you give it a nice slope, because you don't want to make it look like the people just go straight up into the path, like this. You don't want that. You want to at least start from a farther distance. So again, let's turn back on snapping. Let's get it to snap back into its own path. Let's see if I can get that there. There we go. Snapping into your own path. Turn off snapping. Go all the way back down. And until you see a line, connects. And just like that, the station is accessible. As long as it's connected to an outside road. Like so. Now, the next step to be wary of. You want your trains to have their own integrated subway stops. So you need these to be able to be accessed by the train. So the train will not stop at a platform if you just do this. You need to have them have their own node to stop at. So using your side and middle platforms, keep in mind, I'm not sure if this works the same for if you're using left-handed traffic, but for right-handed traffic, the side platform will always be the doors on the right side of the train. Meaning, if you're using a middle platform and the train stop here, let me go over here for a better example. If you're using the middle platform, you want the train that's using the side door to be middle if it's opening on the left. Same can be said for the other side. You want it to be middle. If it's the opposite direction, however, let's say the train on the middle track wants to stop on this side of the station, you want to use your side, middle, and side doors. It's very, it don't really do much to the game. You could use either one. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on how the people exit the train doors. But either way, you could use either one. It wouldn't really make a difference. But also make sure that this is centered. So you have to do your best to try to visualize where you think the train will be centered stop, where it will be equal distance. Because if you put it up here, the train will run off track and continue forward to try to stop to fill the station at this center node. So keep that in mind. And the last final important detail about building an underground metro specifically. This will not really affect above ground, but let me show you an example within the city. When it comes to underground metro, you want to make sure that the nodes themselves are not placed above a sidewalk or street. You want to try to build this entire metro off side of the street. Reason being, if you were to put this underneath the road and you place your metro stop above a sidewalk or anywhere where a pedestrian can walk, they will think that the station is there, but they will not walk underground to the station. They will remain on the sidewalk for that station and teleport their way underground when a train comes around. That is... It looks bad on the game, but if you're like me and you like to go in first-person mode a lot, let's do that. Let's see what that's like. If you're like me and you really like to go in first-person mode a lot, it gives a very bad view of the game. It gives it this really bad unrealism. So you really want to see the people walk down naturally. Like, let's wait here for a moment, and you can see the people coming down from above. It may not look right, but it's what we can do now until there's like an asset or any kind of mod that can alter the game's underground renderings and whatnot, like similar to Mom again in Cities 1. But yes, this rule set applies to both subway and train, commuter train. But I'm hoping that this was rather helpful. And it's a fun little thing to do. Have little paths underground, see the people walk around. This can also be done, I forgot to mention. You could also do it backwards, inverted. Put the path underneath the train, and then make them come up from underground. And let's look right here as an example for the train passing by. Let's go down. And again, this is one of those cases again where you really have to pay attention to where you place the node for the train to stop, because as you can see here, it is not centered. The train most likely almost overran the platform, because when the train overruns a platform, the train will in fact curve in the path that it's not supposed to go, and it will reverse and then proceed forward, which is something that you really don't want to do. So as you can see here, the people will come out the train, and they will most likely go under, because that's where the pathing for this train line is, or this train station is located. But yes, I'm hoping that this helped greatly. But yes, that'll be it for today, for today's little tutorial on how to build an underground metro. But with that being said, take care, everybody. I will try to be posting videos at least once a week. Most likely on every Sunday, it'll be posted out. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again.